Hello, everybody. Welcome to the reaction. I'm Nemesis Bloodrake.
Oh yeah, I'm Donovan. I'm a cloud. My favorite character in fictional history is Nim the Magnificent.
No,
My second
no,
favorite
the bit
character,
backfired.
second favorite character is my second favorite character is a Cloud Strife from Final Fantasy VII. No, that's not me.
Are you excited for Dante versus Clive death battle?
Well, his name's Clive Rossfield. Yeah, I'm excited. I'm a big fan of Devil May Cry. Love Devil May Cry. Prefer Final Fantasy as a franchise. That's just because I love Final Fantasy. Love Dante as a character. Clive, I really like Clive himself. Final Fantasy 16, I think, is kind of a completely average Final Fantasy game. Like, the story is very badly paced and very awkward, and the gameplay just kind of sucks. You have like two combos the whole game, and you can beat literally anything in the game by just spamming like Garuda and Shiva. Choose one or use both, stagger them, and then nuke them with Bahamut or Ifrit or Phoenix. Just not Ifrit. Ifrit's no. Just obliterate them and it's no issue. I think I brought up once. I died a single time my entire playthrough because I put the controller down during the final battle. Don't ask me why. I don't remember why I did it, but I did, and that cost me my first death in the final boss fight of the game. The gameplay's not very good.
That is pretty funny.
Is it better than?
How much have you seen of this episode
I
beforehand?
haven't.
Okay, I've seen the previews, and I have been spoiled on the next time and who wins, but I've not seen the rest of the analyses or the fight. And
Why?
the fight is the
You
main thing
just
that I'm
you
here
just
for
suck
because
at
I really want to
dodging
see.
spoilers. You should send Rena uh the you made this gif if you've seen it.
You made this?
Have you seen the GIF when you search Rena in Tanner, like the GIF bar?
No, I'll have to look
Search
into
her
it
full
after
name. You'll
this.
see. You'll know when you see it. Do it right
But
now on your
with
phone.
that,
Do it.
fucking hold on. That sucks.
What do you mean that sucks?
That's stupid. Fucking Incredibles.
It was made specifically for Rena.
Anyway,
Okay, let's go. Let's go.
let's get into this.
Oh, we're starting with a spinning time. That part's made just for me.
Dante versus Clive.
Oh, okay. Even though we're using DMC5 Dante in the fight, it's just not DMC5 Dante for the intro. Okay.
Their weapons, armor, and skills to find out who would win a death battle.
Okay. Yeah, let's find out. Hit me. This battle covers spoilers.
This battle covers spoilers for DMC.
To Devil May Cry 5, the game that only just came out this year, everyone.
When did it come out? Like 2016,
It came out a while
2017?
ago. Too long ago.
If anything, I expect more people to have not played the earlier games.
Yeah. Like, I genuinely would expect more people to play Devil May Cry 5 than have played, like, Devil May Cry. I imagine 4 is probably the least played, aside from, like, the reboot, just because it's not part of the collection. Or 2,
Yeah,
because
that's
even the
probably
people who
fair.
have the collection probably haven't played much of Devil May Cry 2.
AKA Tony Redgrave.
I feel like that's gonna come back in the conclusion, like, as long as he has the energy part. That's also gonna come up. Oh yeah, remember when Boomstick really liked guns? Oh Jesus.
I do.
I love this little wall of text. I
Oh,
love.
Ifrit.
I love
That one's
Cavalry. I
familiar.
love Cavalry.
Gilgamesh. That one's familiar
You
too.
should know Beowulf. You should know Balrog. You should know Alistair. You should know Lucifer. Oh yeah, that one.
I remember that one.
I mean, Lucifer. Yeah, that's a Roman god actually. But I mean, it's arguable whether or not it's a god or just a personification of the morning sun. But yeah, that name's not in the Bible. Boomstick. Hate to tell you that.
Fucking Virgil slicking his hair back like Aizen is so stupid.
Yeah, but you see, when Virgil does it, it's supposed to be kind of stupid because he is kind of just like a closeted dork.
Yeah.
I love Virgil. I am always going to be Team Dante, but like I understand the Virgil hype a lot more than Team Virgil people understand the Dante hype.
Up a tornado, huh?
I hope there better be a segment throughout the fight where he's just going Royal Guard, Royal Guard, Royal Guard repeatedly, just the same exact voice clip. Oh, that devil trigger looks familiar, doesn't it, Donovan?
It does.
Oh god, there's Majin devil trigger in there. We're not gonna see that. Oh, okay. Yup. Awesome.
Oh.
Okay.
The DMC manga novel specify the human worlds are one split into separate universes. Okay.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Yeah. Curious to see how far they take this. Yeah, I wonder why.
I was supposed to be the one to fill your dark soul with light.
Would you believe that's actually like a really good scene that's just delivered badly?
Yeah.
Hey, it's the boy.
What the hell is this?
If Dante loses this, they should play that clip like over the windscreen for Clive, just because it'd be really funny. Okay. I'm just kind of curious to see where they place Dante. Like, because Clive's being universal is like way more blatant. I mean, I would say the Mundus thing is very blatant in the first game as well, but people like to argue with that a lot more. Clive's is kind of just like in your face about it.
Yeah.
You say, yeah, you've not played Final Fantasy 16.
No, but I comprehend the words you're saying to me.
It goes full Azura's Wrath, where, like, for most of the game, Clive doesn't get any higher than, like, around the atmosphere, and, like, maybe higher. And then at the end, he's just suddenly, like, fighting God.
Fuck yeah.
Love Sin Devil Trigger.
But although Dante was totally a match for Virgil, neither of them would budge on their ideals. Both were destined to duel until one was dead forever. But thanks to Nero and two well-placed bitch slaps, they got some sense knocked into him. Dante realized that if he couldn't make Virgil abandon his ways, he might as well keep an eye on him. In one fell swoop, the two severed the world-spanning demon tree and prepared for a permanent departure to the underworld. You can choose your friends, but not your family. But if that's what it takes to keep Virgil safe,
Yeah, and Don chose me.
the world safe from Virgil, Dante will deal with it. And all things considered, he's happy slugging it out with his bro. Maybe happier than he's ever been. Proof that as long as you have the human drive, even hell can become a paradise sweet enough that a devil may cry.
Okay.
Sick.
I'm gonna have to rewatch that one to see. Oh, to see how I feel about how they covered Dante's arc. I'm gonna have to rewatch that a few times. Wow, you should go get some Raycons, Don. I'm sure this promo code will actually work. No, I'm never going to let go of that.
Yeah.
I'm never going to forgive them on that one. I will be bringing this up for eternity. What was the purple one?
No way, Sam Mitchell.
I think that's just good design. It's magic, sure. Black Friday.
Right as he made that joke, my avatar like
So it
blinked
is.
twice with no emotional response. Not that it emotes, but like it just blinked twice judgmentally.
These early deals won't
That is
last
funny.
long, so shop now before they're gone. Go to buyraycon.com/deathbattleopen to save on
Mhm.
Raycon
Yeah,
products
I'm sure.
site-wide.
I'm sure that's how that works.
Sit down as we tell the tale of
This battle covers spoilers for fun. Yeah, man, I'm sure it does. You know?
Dominant, the host to a mighty guardian icon.
Anybody who's a Dom can draw on magic life juice called ether, becoming a big scary monster.
And can make
Using the term Dom is kind of
Yeah.
kind of silly,
the sea.
a little funny perhaps.
Yes.
Forces of nature, and Clive would be the dominant of the Phoenix.
Well,
Oh, would he now?
No.
but Big Bird said,
The guy from Tekken 8. Yep.
little brother
Good job, Rena. You got it in there.
don't play favorites, but I guess ancient monsters.
You just know that's one that Rena was fighting for.
A deep loathing from his mother Annabella.
Probably.
I'm really curious if we're going to get to see Torgal. It's just not a Clive fight without him just going, sick him, Torgal.
Joshua's shield.
That's like his whole thing.
To magic. He can shoot fire, teleport with Phoenix Shift, and took down this beast before he was even out of puberty.
Even without magic, Clive's a
Yeah, but that thing mostly just stinks.
boost his speed and perception with precision dodge.
It does.
But it wasn't enough when Annabella betrayed Rosaria for the Empire of Soundbrek. In one night, Clive's knights, people, and his own father were slaughtered before him.
Quick, someone use a Phoenix down.
Those aren't in this game.
Well, that's unfortunate.
Sometimes I forget how nice this game
Oh
looks.
no.
Because the trauma of everything made poor Joshua lose.
Like, seriously, this game is breathtaking when it really wants to open up with
Awakened
the icons and shit.
all along. The fiery beast, Ifrit.
Boy, is Ifrit a wild one. Just standing nearby will incinerate the average Joe. He can make fire barriers, regenerate lost limbs,
Did they just, like,
foes with a flaming spirit,
directly
shatter a walking
bring up that
mountain.
Ifrit is Clive?
Clive couldn't control it. He didn't even remember becoming Ifrit or battling the
Yeah.
Phoenix in a fight that reduced
Oh yeah.
You're not so. You're, that's a reveal.
Joshua presumed.
I mean, let's be honest. It's not much of a reveal, given all the fucking trailers basically begin with like "Let's go Ifrit" or end with it. So it's not.
Yeah, come to me,
Yeah, come to me,
Ifrit.
Ifrit. It's not much of a reveal. It's kind of like if they treated Super Saiyan as a massive plot twist. It's like, no, not really, but
Joshua in so
kind
I like the Phantom Train reference. That was pretty good.
You do like trains.
no, not like that.
Thanks
I
to his
do.
friendship,
I like suplexing trains.
his dog,
You would.
Torgal, and a very therapeutic battle
There
with
he was.
Clive learned
They
to
mentioned
carry the
Torgal.
torch for his
He's a
brother,
good boy.
fighting the real problems plaguing his world. Crystals and racism.
In the world of Valisthea, prejudice is alive and well for bearers.
Yeah,
Anyone who can use
and just in that world, you know, Valisthea exclusive and everyone.
To help fellow bearers and destroy the mother crystals ruining the planet. All while picking up some nifty abilities.
through a mysterious power that lets him absorb icons, Clive took Garuda, an avian with
Yep,
sharp
the
slashes and
bird.
sharper talons. From Sid, he received Remove, so he could summon lightning.
That happens like around a time skip.
To freeze lava and even time itself. With Titan, he can block and absorb blows with earth-shattering fists. From this dragon prince, he got Bahamut. And
This Dragon Prince,
Through Odin, he can
What-
slow the flow of
what?
time and slice
he's got a name.
of space.
looks familiar.
Give credit to my goat, okay?
Lead the bearers, and even reunited
I mean, I probably do prefer Clive, but like Neon's amazing. He's so cool.
Years freeing the land and became hot as hell while doing it. Well, no, not well, yeah, that way, but also through Ifrit. By using part of Ifrit's power, Clive can set himself aflame.
Fucking no, Asura's Wrath ass fucking prompt accept the truth.
from Clive's limits.
It's a great moment.
Absorbing the Phoenix essence from Joshua, he became Ifrit Risen. Now,
This is basically Dante's equivalent to Kratos versus Azura, like matchup wise. Like Clive is Azura.
Wiping blast and
Not just in, like, the progression of power, but the whole, like, killing God thing, the getting really angry thing.
Not surprising when Clive has
Like, yeah.
over 3 times faster than that, and overpowered Omega,
Okay.
a god-slaying weapon that can destroy, and I quote, all of creation.
But what
Well,
did Clive
that's not what that
to
quote
do all
said,
this?
but...
You know, besides the majestic man cleavage.
Turns out Clive's birth was orchestrated. He was intended to become the vessel of Ultima.
Oh, right.
Oh.
Yeah.
A being that created humanity, but abandoned them after they developed free will.
Meaning everything that happened was the fault of one person. God, the bastard! But Clive wouldn't be a puppet. If God was in the way of humanity's freedom, then
They're gonna
God
reference
was
the
gonna die.
goated line.
Said than done.
Oh shit!
Ultima was stronger than anyone Clive had faced, able to warp all of reality to create a universe. But Clive had a secret not even Ultima foresaw. Over his journey, he developed a special state of mind, Logos.
AKA someone powered by human will and the bonds of consciousness with others. Okay, that sounds like anime friendship crap, but trust me, it made Clive a badass who could surpass his limits.
Actually, he already was that.
So just
Boomstick.
one fight.
So much so that, despite struggling against Ultima initially, by the end of the fight, Clive took out Ultimalius, a more powerful amalgamation of Ultima and his entire species, all while Clive was in his base form.
Ultima literally became Ultima squared, but Clive still kicked his ass, using his bonds with his brother, his friends, and his unbridled will. Clive killed God in a giant 999,999 damage punch. Okay, so it really was the power of friendship after all. Man, this guy's got a future in shonen.
Well, except we don't really know what happened to Clive. Whether he lived
Yeah.
or died, though, doesn't really matter. It was his journey.
That's not terribly uncommon with Final Fantasy.
Clive's dream of a future where everyone can
Yeah.
live and die on their own terms had become a reality.
And his stories were written up in a book by a certain Joshua Rusfield, which he titled Final Fantasy.
Oh, that's sick.
Yeah,
That's really
That's
cool.
not the funny line, though. You know what he says in the final battle?
Sponsor DraftKings.
The NBA season
It says,
I
like,
do not.
this is your fantasy, and we will be its final witness. But then, like, right before he kills him, he says, your final fantasy is over.
Less on 2 or
That's fucking stupid.
Like, literally, he is the kind of guy to end the fight we're watching if he wins with, let's find out if a devil may cry. He literally would. Absolutely. I'm hoping he does, because
That's
it's...
fucking.
Clive is a dweeb.
preposterous.
I love him. He's a dweeb. That's why I love him.
He
I
seems
guess.
like a good fit for Dante then.
He does, yeah. He is very... I would say, you know, he's not very Virgil-esque, but he's got that kind of energy of a dweeb who's trying to make you think he's not,
by jurisdiction. Pick 6 not available everywhere, including New York.
just not
No,
as aggressively.
That's pretty funny.
One per new customer. Bonus awarded as
I wonder if they're going to give him, like, his ult. I didn't take a look. If they're going to give him Godo Damarong in the fight. That's his fuck you sword.
Or rather,
All right, the
let them
commence
talk
are
about it
set.
first.
Run the data through all possibilities.
It's time for a death battle!
And all right. So prediction.
It felt like they gave him both universal. I think they put Dante as faster. It was like 11C versus 3C. A lot of similar powers there. I think in putting them at such a similar level of power, because they had like Clive in base form is like they basically implied like more powerful than Universal times Universal, like multiplied by itself. While Dante was put at like way stronger than this guy, who's way stronger than this guy, who's way stronger than this guy, who's way stronger than this guy who made a universe. So they did at least cover their tracks as to how far they're upscaling each of them. I think when you put them both even though, like, it just comes across as a Dante win, because like
I think it's interesting too that what fucking Ultima ends up becoming and that big fucking fire thing that Dante fought are specifically the culmination of their entire species in one being.
yeah, they're also both really, really shit characters. Ultima plays into Clive's story well, at least, but there's this thing with Final Fantasy where they'll just have like the interesting villain get fucked off and replaced with a really boring one for the end, and they absolutely do this. Oddly
That's
enough,
pretty
the
funny.
widely loathed Final Fantasy 15 doesn't do that. Now I think about it, it has like Arden come in, and Arden's actually pretty cool. Man, it is a shame we missed out on Noctis when the chance was there. I didn't even like Noctis all that much. Again, Clive is like upper middle, maybe like just lower upper for Final Fantasy protagonists to me. Noctis is like middle of the road, but I would like to see Noctis, man. But yeah, I'm happy with what we got now. At least I hope I'll be. So everything in this episode feels like it's calling out for a Dante win, but we'll see. I don't think they really gave Clive his healing factor, did they? They didn't. I don't remember they brought that up.
It might have been in a sidebar or
Yeah,
something.
I might have just missed it, to be honest. I don't think that's got her Damadong. Oh, we got the Torian era faces.
Hey, I heard your fiery friend is causing trouble, and I'm in the business of dealing with trouble.
Interesting Dante voice.
Leave now. I have a god to kill. The last thing that will stop me is a demon.
Good Clive voice.
That's a pretty good line.
Good Clive voice.
This music is very Torian era.
Yeah. Yeah, that makes sense.
Ooh.
Ooh. Yeah, let's go. Oh my god. It's my favorite weapon that I hate using.
Fancy yourself a bard?
There we go. Let's fucking go. I assume any moment now Clive's going to respond with, like, some of the icon powers. They're not just going to let Dante take... Yeah, okay, there we go. Fair enough.
Well, there's one.
That's a very powerful move. For a while, that was, like, one of my go-tos when fighting.
Yeah. Oh.
Yeah, that is the thing he does. Oh, both of them.
No hiding in the shadows anymore, Smokey.
It's a big ass rocket launcher.
Yeah. It's not his. I mean, it is, but, you know. Belongs to some lady. Oh, Giga Flare? Yeah. Yeah, let's go! My favorite weapon that's actually fun to use.
Ooh.
Oh, okay.
Oh shit.
He's using Odin now. I believe with Odin you basically just like it's like a completely different way to play the game. Oh, is that like a play on Dante Bayonetta when she witch timed and then he counted and she's like, "What?" Feels like that was like a play on that, which I don't mind.
Still holding out on me. Let's see what your monster can really do.
So the devil cries for more.
Ah!
Give him everything we've got.
Yeah.
Also, show me what your monster can really do. All right, Death Battle.
Also, that's honestly maybe too well transitioned to a line for Clive. It's probably not dorky
Dude.
enough, but it works for me. Yeah, this is about the scale Clive reaches before the finale.
This is fucking crazy
great.
looking.
I love this already. Shout out to the animators, not just Tori and the others as well. This wasn't a solo project, obviously. There's no way Dante got
Dude,
triple S for
Fuck
that.
yeah.
Yeah. The moment I saw Dante like coughing his blood out, I knew that that would be the end. Yeah.
After a fight like this, God, it'll be nothing.
That's a fucking sick ending shot.
Oh, okay, that was a whole nother level of close, but I think we got the point.
This was not an easy call to make. Dante and Clive matched each other so
Are they going to bring up what I said about how they brought up Dante's like limit to his regen?
3 categories, starting with stats.
Both Dante
Okay.
and Clive could easily beat up universe-busting threats.
Mundus and Ultimalius could create universes at a whim, and Dante and Clive defeated them sans their own super forms. Dante and Clive could both consistently intercept lasers at faster-than-light speeds.
And Dante could always amp up with demon juice to briefly outspeed Clive anyway.
But Clive could match that by boosting his own speed and reflexes through precision dodge. Both were so beyond the pale that neither could definitively overpower the other.
Still, given
Okay.
their crazy powers, you'd think one of their abilities would break the deadlock.
Not so much. Dante and Clive could generally match each other blow for blow, be it to teleport, slow down time, flash freeze the other, block and absorb hits, etc.
And Dante could survive the intense flames of Ifrit. He's dealt with heat like that before.
Though Clive did not have a perfect match against Doppelganger, he did have more methods of manipulating time, both more reliable and abusable, in addition to defensive measures like Ifrit's barrier to fall back on to outlast powers like Doppelganger.
But their super forms evened out. Any edge Clive could get from, say, Limit Break or Ifrit Risen, Dante could match with Devil Trigger or Sin Devil Trigger.
In the end,
What about the other one?
answers to
No?
most
Fair
of each
enough.
other's powers, making it still anyone's win.
Which is why it came down to one major factor: endurance. Just how long could these two keep at it?
While Dante's super forms could undoubtedly keep up with Clive's, there is an emphasis in story and gameplay that they expend a lot of demonic energy.
The longest Dante has battled in Devil Trigger against someone his equal is about 6 minutes, and abilities like Doppelganger, Quicksilver, and Sin Devil Trigger burn through it even faster.
Clive's time in Ifrit Risen isn't limitless either, but it can last longer, fighting for tens of minutes if necessary. But given how close this match is, it's vital. If Ifrit Risen catches Dante outside of Devil Trigger, it's over.
I know what you're thinking. Dante's crazy tough. His healing factor's way better than Clive's. Clive can regen lost limbs, sure, but Dante can heal from getting reduced to a puddle. Couldn't he just tank Ifrit's attacks?
Well, yes, but also no. This is where context is everything. While no doubt impressive, Dante's healing has been overcome in the past because it is tied to how much energy he has. Less demonic energy means a less potent healing factor.
I told you.
Got knocked out for a month straight by Urizen, only surviving thanks to a constant source of demon blood. Hell, overtaxing demon regen is how Dante killed Virgil in the first place.
Even if we assume Dante could get a second wind, it's always possible Clive could get one too, becoming even stronger from pure willpower, just like when he fought Ultimalius.
So, for as tough and persistent as Dante was, Clive was able to endure just that much more to get the final
I don't
edge.
recall them
Devil was
bringing
the
up
details, but
the
Clive's
time
victory
limit,
is no
or like the
greater.
time thing
Clive Ross.
in the analysis. I might have just
Time
missed that.
on Death Battle.
So this will be the last episode this year.
Right, yeah. I mean, I think everyone kind of guessed, right? Like,
Yeah.
no
Sick
surprise
trailer,
there.
though.
Subscribe and join as a member. to
Ash
see more
Ketchum
Death Battle.
versus Yugi Moto.
All right, hold on. Let me go back, because there was a text box here I missed. After defeating
Yeah.
DMC, Virgil's regeneration took years to complete. DMC 5. V would decay without constant use.
You might not know. It's just like kind of V is Virgil. I'm
Yeah,
sure you didn't
V's a
know
guy with a
this.
book. I know who he
Nah,
is.
you never played the game. Yeah, you'd have a counter argument for that.
What, not having played the game? It's true. I have not played DMC 5. Let's give that fight a run back.
Mm.
Because that was fucking awesome.
I'm glad I called it like the thing they would use is the limited time on the regen. I think it's interesting. They went, this guy's regen's better, but it's limited, while the other guy's regen sucks and doesn't help at all. So that means he wins.
Hey, I heard your fiery friend is causing
That initial shot of Clive with his eyes super wide is very Nemcord emoji, Corey.
Yeah, I can see it. Oh, you should send Rena that gift now.
Oh yeah.
Everyone congratulate my little sis. She did a great job.
Fancy yourself a bard.
So, literally, right as we're recording this, I just got news that it's been stated that a Metal Heroes revival might be taking the place of Super Sentai.
Yeah. I mean,
You didn't tell me this. That's
that
awesome.
has been part of like the discussion in the whole rebrand.
You didn't tell me this. That's
Yeah.
awesome. I love Metal Hero Charlie. I've seen 3 of them, but, you know, they haven't let me down like Kamen Rider.
I mean,
with
that's more
X.
than most people.
That's true. I have seen more than just a couple episodes or even clips of Garvan and the one scene of Shida where he throws a dog out the window.
Time to see the light.
I'm pretty sure that would be a rocket Dante.
Is this Bahamut he's using?
Yeah.
Okay.
This is actually not an icon power. That's just like every icon has like their own like little move. You just press circle button to use, and Bahamut's is like you charge up and unleash a big like Giga Flare, or at least whatever you look up to. So what Clyde's using here is
Sorry, wait, hold on.
So you should know that's Cavalier.
Him asking what the hell is that to a motorcycle, that's really funny.
Yeah. So you might not know what he's using there is the icon Odin. In Odin, you literally just play as Virgil, basically. It is by far the most complex, in my experience, way to play the game, with the most going on, as opposed to just spamming shit. It's quite fun, actually. I'm quite fond of Odin. But I never really got good at using him, because you get him so late in the game. But I think you can just like replay the whole game with Odin, which, you know, it's definitely tempting to try.
Still holding out on me? Let's see what your monster can really do. The devil cries
Yeah, that's a crazy line.
guts.
Can't believe he didn't Royal Guard his way up the tornado. You know what? I'm pretty sure what we're gonna see here is what people thought Hulk vs. Godzilla would be.
Yeah,
Just
I could
with
see
flying.
the comparison.
That said, I'm pretty sure like Godzilla can fly. I don't recall if Hulk can at any point. He probably has had he has had a jetpack before. But you know, Hulk with a jetpack would look
Starship
really
Hulk.
silly. Oh yeah, the spaceship Hulk. So I guess you could do this with Hulk and Godzilla.
Well, there's Starship Hulk and Starship Godzilla.
God, fucking Roseanne. What a silly book.
Yeah, that book, the more you like learn about it, it's just so much. What the fuck does this have to do with Godzilla?
The fact that it opens with, by the way, so Godzilla washed up, he's dead, and he's got diabetes, and he's pregnant, and also he comes back to life, and he's a woman now. Like, that's a lot to hit you with at once.
Yeah.
Mrs. Godzilla is pregnant, and how did she get pregnant? Who knows? And she's got
Like,
diabetes, it's killing her.
Some kind of space Godzilla.
And then they chop her up into pieces, and they like experiment on all of her like individual like pieces, and then they find out that she's from like Godzilla planet, and then they build a rocket ship into her body, and like she fires off into space, blows up her bottom half, which then regenerates over the rocket. So that's just part of her now, and she like shatters through the dimensional barrier, gets collapsed by countless dimensions, and she has to like blow up her eyeballs to escape. Like that's how that works. And she ends up at like she goes so fast that she goes beyond the dimensions into the reverse side of time, and then just makes her way back, I guess. And now she's at Godzilla Planet, and then she's just not in the next chunk of the story. And then the evil titty aliens show up on Earth, and she goes back to fight, and she like summons the Godzilla army to show up beside her. Like, what a story, Mark. I don't even.
Yeah,
People like to
it's
say that
complete
a
nonsense.
Space Godzilla is overrated in its weirdness, and that the Godzilla comic is weirder. No, it's not. Like, it's not. Both of those like statements are just falsehoods to say that. Like, oh my god. Oh, Jesus Christ. Don't ask me why I just swore to the same guy twice. That rhymed. Hold on. Fucking, like, the Godzilla comic is weird, but I think Godzilla being pacified by J-pop, or, like, a box turning someone into a tiny version of Godzilla, or a story which is just two people having sex while Godzilla kills stuff in the background. Even Monster Warrior Godzilla with, like, an anthropomorphized Godzilla with a sword and with a jetpack, is not as weird as any of a space Godzilla. I think people really underappreciate how stupid that story is, and that was meant to be a movie. What freaking dimension are you
Question:
making a movie
is
about?
Royal Guard one word?
I don't remember it being one word, but it could very well be. It's not something I really ever paid attention to.
His own keep it proven. Okay.
So when they said that, right, like if Ifrit Risen hits...
Now, Virgil, I don't want to scare you, but there's a skeleton behind you.
Oh god, my Discord's gonna enjoy that.
Born to shit, forced to wife in DMC. No way.
But they say that like Ifrit Risen hits him once, he's done. If he's not in Sin Devil Trigger, are they implying that one hit from Ifrit Risen will drain all of his energy, or are they implying that like there's no way Dante could just survive Ifrit Risen for a few minutes, then go Sin Devil Trigger and then Outlast? I don't know. I'm not sure on that element. I mean, I get this is a very close match, so I'm not gonna complain about who won. I do think it's definitely completely reasonable to argue this way. It's nice to see Final Fantasy in general, though, and it's not 7. I know that's a sentiment everyone's shared. It's nothing new for people when this was announced to share that sentiment, even though everyone was immediately jumping on the Champion Island nonsense. But it's just nice. Like, a lot of people say that because they know of Final Fantasy. As someone who's played most of the games, and it really needs to give a revisit to 8, 9, because I just feel like I need to. Maybe 6 as well would be nice to revisit, but like as someone who has played them, it's nice to see. It's not Cecil. Big sad. Cecil is my debatably favorite protagonist. Cecil or Cloud. It's close. I relate a lot more to Cloud, but like Cecil was my intro. Cecil's my guy. He's my goat. I'm trying to think like
I didn't even notice the somehow Palpatine returned to the background.
You didn't?
No.
Is he stupid?
I
I'm
did
just
not notice
curious. Like, I guess now the what we're begging for is a Devil May Cry episode that's not one of the Sons of Sparta, and preferably like I like Nero a lot, okay, but don't give me Nero next, please. I like Nero, but for one thing, he's gonna fight Hellboy, and I've fallen off that quite a bit. I'm not really sure if it like just meets what I want for a Nero fight. Or for a Hellboy fight, honestly. But I would be very happy to get a battle with, like, Lady or Trish. Please. You know, uh, I mean, I say this, I'm also like totally on the hype train for Virgil versus Kamen Rider Baron, but like, just give me the Lady episode. I like Lady. Lady's great. Um, but yeah,
The first straight man ever trying to describe what he was feeling.
what? Okay, no, it took me a moment to register what you just said. What the fuck you just said to me? Me like Lady. Give Lady. But
Lady is great. Want to see Lady.
when it comes to Final Fantasy, I'm trying to think. Like, I think Garland has some matchups.
Is that how Icon is spelled?
Yeah, well, that's iconic, but that's how they without the ick. That's how you spell icon. Well, you didn't know that? Were you stupid?
I assumed it was spelled like the word icon.
No, just no to that.
Okay.
But yeah,
Yeah, they do point out in this part of the analysis that Odin seems pretty
yeah,
similar to Virgil.
yeah. It really is.
In the preview version, they point out that the combat director for this game is the same as DMC5.
Yep. It's a little hard to tell if I'm being honest.
Is that the one you kept talking about?
Yeah, Gotterdammerung. In like the base game, that's like not in the base game, but like just playing the story normal without doing anything optional. You do have to do some optional stuff, but like that's like the weapon. If you ever think about how out of place Ramu is, well, I guess Ramu and Ifrit are among the main like summons of Final Fantasy.
Yeah.
Like you've got Leviathan, which is a dragon that is also like the devil sometimes. It is explicitly an incredibly powerful creature. And then you've got Odin, the All-Father of Germanic mythology and religion, obviously very high up there.
Shiva.
You got Shiva, who is a Hindu deity. You got Titan, which is an entire species of Greek god between the Primordials and Olympians. Bahamut is the big fish that holds up, like, I think it's the fish that holds up the ox, that holds up the angel, that holds up the world in, like, I think it's not in the like the Quran or anything. It's mentioned by like it was mentioned by like a very important man in like Iranian writing.
Mm.
And then you've got Ifrit, which is just a class of being we know very little about from uh from the Quran. Very no, like in Islamic scripture, the Ifrit is not some uber powerful fire creature. It's often mentioned as like among the same class as jinn. Like it's often mentioned like it. I believe the specific wording is something along the lines of an Ifrit among the jinn, and the jinn are just they're nothing special. Like I know nowadays we have jinn as like genie, but like the jinn is a like a it is on the same class as humans to my knowledge of what's written. They have the freedom to worship Allah or turn away from him. The shaitans are trying to turn them away, of course. And if the Ifrit is just an evil jinn, it's just like an evil dude who can shapeshift. And then Ramu is named after Lamu, I believe. And the Lamu are just like a creature in like Sumerian culture. I guess at least like Lamu can also be considered a deity. Like there are some like god lists that list Lamu as a deity. So I guess it still fits more than Ifrit does, and Phoenix for that matter. Because Phoenix
Isn't Gilgamesh a summon in some of them?
Gilgamesh is a dude. Greg is just a
Oh, is
guy
he a
from
dude?
Final
Okay.
Fantasy V who just hops between dimensions looking for a fight. He's kind of great. Gilgamesh as well, if he
Yeah.
was a summon, would fit in because in the end of the story of Gilgamesh, he becomes a god of death. Like he becomes one of the judges of the afterlife. Not on the level of like Nergal or Ereshkigal, but he's there. He is a deity. More than a fucking Ifrit or a Phoenix. I guess it makes sense they pair them together, not just for
Now,
fire, because they're just lesser than the deities.
is the name Tiamat derived from the same legend as Bahamut?
No. Bahamut is
Okay.
Islamic or Iranian in origin.
Yeah.
He is just the fish that holds the ox that holds the angel that holds the world. Tiamat is Sumerian, much older, and Tiamat is like the primordial genesis of everything. Not everything, but like all monsters. And when she's split in half by I believe Marduk using the evil wind Umhulu, like half of her becomes the heavens, half of her becomes the earth. So she is not only would I
Okay.
say that like on a cosmological level, she is far more significant and just placed higher, but she is an actually like relevant deity to the legend of Enuma Elish, which is like the origin of everything in Mesopotamian culture. While Bahamut's not all that.
Gotcha.
Oh, she is also like draconic, so making her a dragon is a lot more reasonable for D&D to have done than Big Fish.
Well, I mean, making a fish a dragon is not unheard of.
Okay, but making a dragon is a little more heard of. They
Yeah.
definitely made
I'm
her
just
more
saying,
dragon-like.
there's a certain tale about a carp scaling a waterfall.
Yeah, is that from Iran?
No. But for all I know, there could be an Iranian
There
myth
could be
that
some origin to it, yeah, from Iran. Very
yeah,
possible. I've not looked into that.
could be.
But there's a bit of a difference. Bahamut's already got an incredibly important place in the cosmology, like in the primordial nothingness. He's the one swimming through it, carrying everything. Be nice to the big fish, okay? The big fish is based. He's very based. Literally, he is the base upon which everything stands. Which makes me wonder what happens if he like just ducks a little bit. Like, can the ox
Mhm.
survive touching the sea?
I am surprised Clive won because going into this, I expected like there to be like higher cosmology stuff for like Final Fantasy character because there often is. I don't know if usually, but I figured Dante had this in the bag, and then I don't think I would have guessed Clive from the analysis either if I hadn't been spoiled on the outcome.
Yeah, I think the analysis, because they go into like the time limit, which I don't think they really emphasize, and I still think it's a weird way to word it, as like X character has regen, but it has limits. X character doesn't really have much relevant regen. Ergo, the one with the not relevant regen is superior because is no time limit. It's very weirdly worded, to get that across.
Mm.
Um, yeah.
Now, do we want to dive into the post-death battle reaction Toku podcast?
Well, hold on. You mentioned like most Final Fantasy characters have like higher cosmological stuff. Let me actually think about that for one thing. In Final Fantasy 1, I remember Planetary was like reasonable. I don't quote me on that with like Chaos. Chaos himself is like really high up there. But for Final Fantasy 1, I believe it is like arguable that it's like Dissidia's canon to it. It's arguable Dissidia's canon to everything, but like direct like the Warrior of Light becomes Zest at the end of like that one of the games. Final Fantasy 2, I believe, got moon
Is
level.
is Stranger of Paradise canon to Final Fantasy 1?
That's a it's kind of a loaded question, I think. It's hard to say because Final Fantasy
Oh,
1 is definitely like very different in how it's portrayed in everything since the first game. I think if you were to use Garland or Zest, absolutely you would use Sinners of Paradise, and probably, like, for Garland at least, Warrior of Light kind of just shows up and dies a lot until eventually in Final Fantasy he
Mhm.
wins. But, or something like that. I don't remember what order it is. I barely remember Sinners of Paradise, I'm being honest. Uh, you would use it though for Garland. It's a big Garland's the
Okay,
guy in it, and for Zest you would probably use
gotcha.
it, Dissidia, the novels, and the game. Uh, Final Fantasy 2 I believe got moon level. I don't remember the feat, but that's Emperor Mateus and Furion or Furion. Final Fantasy 3 I believe with the Cloud of Darkness, it's arguable like universal, maybe low multiversal. They get quite strong because Cloud of Darkness can like merge or destroy universes. Final Fantasy 4
Okay.
I believe got moon level with like the final villain who's it's like Zemus or Zenus. I fucking you don't give a shit about him. Uh, but like they do go to the moon. I believe it got moon level. Final Fantasy 5 is the one where there's arguments of like X-Death said he would like destroy all dimensions, and like people take that to mean, oh, he's referring to all the dimensions across like all Final Fantasy ever. Which I think is debatable because you have to consider that this was written when the only games were 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There might have been some spin-off at this point already, but like those were the games. I think it's very arguable, and I don't even remember if he like directly says he would destroy it. Like there's some implication that like he's just gonna like destroy everything he says, but like I think like Universal at least is still like fair enough for like X Death and Bart's. Final Fantasy VI is planetary with Kefka, um, which does indeed mean that he is absolutely cooked when Loki shows up, or Marks. They just cooking him. Uh, Loki should cook him even with Dissidia. In fact, Loki should beat all of his matchups using literally just like except any potential DC ones, using just his first issue appearance. Uh, then Final Fantasy VII. Oh Jesus! The original game, solar
It's
system level, Sephiroth Supernova
yeah,
and all
pretty
that.
pretty easily.
The English release amps it to Galaxy because we see that like the everything is destroyed. It's a galaxy that gets wiped out. In the original Japanese, the animation's very different if anyone doesn't know, and in that one it's just a supernova. I say just a supernova, but that's because it goes up to Galaxy, arguably universal, and then with like Rebirth and all that, you can argue multiversal and shit. Uh 7 is very strong. 8 I would need 8 and 9 I need a replay to get a reminder of where Ultimisia and Kuja place. And then 10 I believe was planetary. 10 is also
You said Kuja brain just like fucking like defaulted to Kuga.
Kuja. Love him. 10 I believe are planetary. 11 genuinely who cares? 12 also literally who gives a shit about 12? It is in the running for worst. 13 I believe is multi-galaxy with like the final battle. Uh I believe there was items for Universal, but I didn't buy them, so I don't know. Maybe I should replay it. I mean, no, I shouldn't. Then there's 14, which is like blatantly multiversal, upscales everything in Final Fantasy history, including Dissidia. Uh, the Warrior of Light in that one. If you were to do a protagonist battle royale, I believe the Warrior of Light just kind of clears because everything everyone else does, he upscales, including the
Uh-huh.
spin-off games, which I don't know well enough to comment on where they scale. I believe I've seen Tactics place it like multi. Um, and then with 15, you have, I believe, the weakest protagonist in Noctis, who still gets multi-constant level from Titan, like catching a thing. I believe you could probably like maybe argue planetary with some statements, but like it's the kind of thing of like destroying the world that could also just still get multi-cont. But Noctis, to my
Mhm.
memory, is not very powerful. At least relative to Final Fantasy, he'd still take out a lot of like weaker characters. I mean, his matchups don't help him there. He could probably take 2B. Uh, Not much else. And
Right.
then there's Clive, who is like blatantly universal and upscaling from it. Uh, like
Okay.
very blatantly.
I'm looking at some stuff. There's in Final Fantasy VIII, it looks like Eden. who they fight or summon, something like that, in the game, has like a big fucking like supernova black hole type thing that's calced around like multi-solar system, which I don't know, it seems like it probably checks out to me.
Hmm.
Uh and then it's saying brown dwarf for Zidane, which it's a bunch of proper nouns here, so I do not know how strong they are.
That's okay. You're forgiven.
Hold on, let's see.
I need to like double check on a lot of stuff to like make sure like I'm like, don't take my word for it. I'm just going this off top of my head. Uh,
Mhm.
There's probably, especially some of the older games, there's probably higher feats that are just not coming to me. Like
Okay, so brown dwarf in Final Fantasy IX comes from Garland in that game moving around planets.
that makes sense. Like, you could probably get pretty high with some of the older ones. Um, Mateus might have like a really strong feat that I'm just forgetting. It's very likely.
Mhm.
But like,
But
yeah, and the
there is a lot of stuff going on right
of
now
course there is.
with Super Sentai specifically.
Oh, here we go.
So recently there's been talks slash kind of confirmation, depending on your sources. I think the closest we have to a proper confirmation is the changing of like some verbiage in like Super Sentai promotional stuff in Thailand of all places. Uh so the statement initially that people took was that Super Sentai would be ending after Gojuger, uh, which we know can't exactly fully be the case because we have the next quote unquote Super Sentai show already like leaked. We know the toys, we know what the theme is going to be, and so a lot of people have taken that original statement and thought, okay, well maybe Super Sentai is not like over, but maybe it's being rebranded slash replaced with like a Super Sentai stand-in. There's been a few different theories as well that like maybe Metal Heroes will get a revival. I know that specifically. I think it was either Geki Red or Goon Red's actor was like, oh, it makes sense that after all this time, Super Sentai would eventually come to a close. Or no, it
It
was
was
Time Fire. Time Fire's actor was like,
it was because
it's a shame to
because
see Super Sentai wrap up,
it's because like
but
Kamen Rider had a break, so there was
he's
like that was like the statement, wasn't it? Like Kamen Rider had a break, so it makes sense Sentai would too.
what Go on Reds said that yeah, even Kamen Rider had their time away, so it makes sense that Super Sentai would have to slow down a little bit at some point. Time Fire made the statement of I'm glad to have been one of the Red Rangers. We had a good run anyway. Space Sheriff Gavon reboot, possibly? That'd be cool.
Now it
Um
doesn't have to be Gavan. You could just put it in the same continuity, following on from the original 3 shows and the very short-lived revival.
yeah. The leaks we have for the next season are like it's supposed to be like a magic school. There's supposed to be like sort of Magi Ranger type stuff.
Let's go.
So whether that ends up being a Sentai, because I think the leaked name we saw too didn't have Sentai in the title, which probably should have been an early hint towards something like this. Uh, but I mean, the fact of the matter is we don't know a whole ton about what this is going to end up being. Time will tell. But it does seem like a pretty big shakeup is coming to the franchise. But speaking of shakeups, for the first time ever, a main ranger has been completely dropped from the main cast. Historically, we have had rangers like Key Ranger in the original Go Ranger or Sun Vulcan's Red Ranger step down and be replaced by another actor to fill the same role. But based on the promotion and the official announcements, it seems like going forward in Gojuger, Goju Unicorn simply will not be in the show because the actress was fired for allegedly being caught drinking underage, which, as I recall seeing the age that you're able to drink in Japan is 20, and she is 19 and would not be 20 until March, which my personal 2 cents is most people I know my age started drinking when they were younger than of age. I'm not saying you should underage drink by any means, but I don't think that that should be like a career ending thing. I think that should be like a, hey, don't do that. Maybe here's like a fine or something, and don't let us like catch you doing it again. Do it at home or whatever. But it does kind of suck. And I know that I think it was Geki Yellow's actress who's not with like she's retired from like acting and like any Super Sentai contracts and stuff. Talked about how even if she is dropped from the series, like her impact as Goju Unicorn will be like eternal. Like it will be left with the series. And I think that's a nice sentiment. It is weird to go from 6 Rangers down to 5 though, because that typically only happens if the 6th Ranger dies.
Do you think that they'll just like replace the character though?
It just it
Like I'm not. All I know is that she was
it
thrown
it
out.
doesn't seem like they have plans to replace the character because the promotional stuff they showed for like the next couple episodes just shows Goju, Wolf, Leo, Rex, Eagle, and Polar.
He's just saying
It
words.
just shows those.
I've not watched this.
It's showing all the
It's gonna be interesting when I get around to this point because like I'm on. Well, I've just finished Gaim and I'm gonna go double back to Wizard now. But when I eventually get to Sentai, you know, an eon from now, I'll be like, hey Don, I'm at the underage drinking show.
Yeah. Um Kamen Rider seems to still be doing pretty well. Zets is well into its syndication now. Worldwide, by the way, if you guys haven't been watching it, Kamen Rider Zets has been simulcasting as it's been coming out on the Tokusatsu channel, among other places. If you want to catch them, I think they come out every Friday or
Very
Sunday. I think
thankfully,
Sunday.
because I've not heard anything. It seems there's no use of generative AI in the show itself. That's good. But I'm not really
In other
watching it right now.
non-superhero Toku news, we finally got a trailer for Godzilla Minus Zero, the sequel to Minus One, and I'm very, very
Me
excited
too.
because Minus One is probably, I think, just like overall quality wise, one of, if not the best Godzilla film we've ever
I
gotten.
think it might just be the best kaiju film I've seen. Like, just generally.
Well, it's so unbelievably good, and I'm so curious what they will do with the next one.
We also got Gamera in Gigabash.
We did. We got an announcement that
Gamera.
for the indie kaiju fighting game Gigabash, Gamera and Giron will be coming to Gigabash, specifically their iterations from Rebirth.
Which is cool. I would like Heisei Gamera at some point, just to get like the primary versions of Gamera, Godzilla, and Ultraman in one game would be nice. But I like
Yeah.
Rebirth. I think it's quite a solid series, and it's a shame that the Rebirth ended up
That
being
said,
very brief.
yeah, this is only I think the third time that Godzilla, Gamera, and Ultraman have been in the same place, and all
Yeah.
of them are like semi-recent because City Shrouded in Shadows, I think they're all there, but they don't meet. And then Godzilla Battle Line very recently had its crossovers with Gamera, which it had crossovers with Ultraman before that, but that's all of them in one place. And now this is the other one, and I'm
it has
so happy to see all this kaiju media playing
it
nice.
has Shin Ultraman, and also it collab with Gamera Rebirth, and then Showa Gamera, and then Heisei Gamera. So it's just missing Toto. But who gives a shit? I mean, I've not played it in a while because the game literally doesn't
Like-
open for me anymore. So, I just can't play it anymore.
That's pretty funny.
That's a bit frustrating.
I will say, if this opens the door to any kind of Godzilla versus Gamera project, I would be so fucking excited. Even if it's just like a Godzilla Fest like short film, a la Gigan Rex. Like it would be so fucking cool to just see Godzilla and
It
Gamera
would be,
fight
yeah.
in an official crossover.
At least, like, in one that's recovered, because we're never finding that stage play. That's just gone. That's
No.
just dead in the water forever.
I like that one of the only images we have of it is fucking Gorosaurus,
Yeah, like-
who isn't even originally from Godzilla or Gamera.
Like, why Gorosaurus? It like what of the
Like, he's
of the
neat, I guess, but that's
of the kaiju that aren't from either
everyone?
series, why did it have to be the one with the fucky height? Why is it the one that's like as tall as Godzilla but also canonically being 35 meters tall somehow? Why is it got to be that one? Like, just to add more confusion, because I don't know if you know this, the Showa Gamera kaiju are a little taller than the average Showa Godzilla kaiju. They're like around the 60, 70 meter mark, while most of the Showa Godzilla kaiju are around the 50 meter mark. So they're a decent bit taller. And then you throw in Gorosaurus, who's always used his King Kong escapes height for no reason. Why?
I think it would be really funny if he was played by like a 5-year-old. There's just a really tiny Gorosaurus coming out.
It would be quite amusing, yeah.
Godzilla just picks him up and hurls him off the stage.
I really gotta... I'm trying to find the list of, like, units in Godzilla Battle Line, because I actually want to double check what's come out since I stopped being able to play. I just like to know.
What all was it for Gamera? Was it Rebirth Gamera?
In Battle Line?
Gyaos?
In Battle Line...
Because let me think. Rebirth, it was Gamera, Gyaos, and then with Showa, it was Gamera, Gyaos, Giron?
No. Giron was Rebirth.
Okay.
And then we got... there was also Flying Gamera for Rebirth as well. Then...
Oh, yeah. I forgot those were two different units.
And then for Heisei, we got Gamera and Legion. And, of course, joining them was the iconic Heisei Gamera Kaiju Mega Gyrus. And, like, there might be something... They might have done another one since, but, like, that's what I'm trying to check. I was so excited when they brought Megalon 2023 in, though. Like, God.
Seasons. Do you remember what season it was?
No.
Or, like, roughly what month?
No.
Because, let's see. Legion was June 2025. A giant moth monster appears was July.
Oh, that would... I got past a giant moth monster appears.
Okay, the Undersea Kingdom Revenge was August 2025.
Yes, I think I got past that one. That was the one with the new version of Megalon. Not 2023,
Okay.
just like an updated show.
Unprecedented Super Battle is the next one.
Sure seems like it.
Unprecedented Super Battle. Godzilla Battle Line. Oh shit, Super Godzilla?
Oh, wait, no, he was already there. I told you about that a while ago.
I don't remember.
I told you, Super Godzilla and Bagan showed up.
That's fucking sick. Then the evil duo formed. The evil duo formed. Who does that mean? It's Showa, Baragon, Gigan, and Megalon.
What, Gigan and Megalon is like a duo tag team?
I guess? Because I assume Showa, Megalon, and Gigan were already in the game, no?
Yeah.
So maybe, yeah, I guess maybe they are a duo unit. It looks like Showa Baragon got added as well, which is neat. And then the most recent one is November 2025. The Trinity combined Ultimate Mechagodzilla.
There's no way Noriyoshi Mechagodzilla got in the game, is there?
Trinity.
That would be so cool.
Ultimate Mechagodzilla.
Oh, okay. Unprecedented Super Battle. No, I did do that one. That one was like burning up Godzilla Earth, the like flying whatever units from the anime trilogy.
No, it is poster Mechagodzilla.
It's Noriyoshi. That's crazy. The other thing in the fucking thing is unprecedented super battle came with Kaiju Type Zero G Breaker, which is the Godzilla the Ride sequel, Mechagodzilla.
Okay.
Let me just go.
I think I vaguely
Okay, so yeah,
remember that.
Baragon is not from the Story of Monsters. It's literally Frankenstein versus Baragon. So first generation, the one who fucking dies. I'm just going through the full unit
Yeah.
list to see what's going on. Okay. Godzilla 2021. Yep. I know all that. Yeah, Godzilla Earth Mecha Godzilla City version was in that. It's literally him when, when he falls, like Mecha Godzilla City like traps him and like he like supercharges up and he gets all glowy. Because I'm sure you've definitely seen the movie.
Yeah.
It's that.
Yeah. Okay.
It's very cool, I guess.
Yeah, that's so fucking cool that the 93 poster Mega Godzilla's here.
I agree. Oh yeah, Kumo Augment and Kamen Rider Ichigo are both here. That's so silly to me.
Oh yeah.
They're just
I'm saying
giant.
Kumo Augment. I'm like, oh yeah, Spider-Man.
This means first Ichigo is the only one of the main three that doesn't have some kind of kaiju variant. Oh yeah, Megalon and Gigan are specifically a tag team. Megalon runs in for
You know
melee
what they
damage and
should do?
Gigan
They
joins
should do
in.
what that old Godzilla game did and add Sarazawa as a
As a
kaiju.
kaiju with an oxygen destroyer, yeah.
It'd be so fucking funny.
Still waiting on Manda.
New units descend. Oh, wait, hold on. It's the poster art Mecha Godzilla as well as Godzilla and Bolga. What the fuck is Bolga?
These aren't in the unit list. These new ones. Hold on.
Who?
Let me.
Volga? Bolga?
Okay, poster art version.
Yeah. It says there's the poster art version, and then it's Godzilla and Bolga from Godzilla Galaxy Odyssey. What is that?
Hold on, I'm trying to see. Okay, it's. I'm pretty sure that looking at it, I'm pretty sure that's Volga. It's from a manga, which is very cool.
Oh,
I'll admit, very cool
odd.
that's being added in. His name's not Bolga though; it's Volga, with a V.
It says Bolga on the website,
Well-
but this is also the Japanese website, so maybe that's just how it's transliterated.
Basically, it's a giant space monster. That's it. I think it showed
Godzilla
up.
Galaxy Odyssey.
I think it showed up.
2020.
It picked a fight against Godzilla and then just died in
Oh, this is an ongoing manga.
yeah. I think it died in a few
Okay.
shots when it actually fought like Godzilla. It just dies.
Hiroshi Maruyama.
Honestly, it kind of has Gigan Rex energy. The way it if you look at the image of it, the way it floats there.
Yeah, no, I was thinking for a second, I'm like, is this some kind of Gigan variant I don't know about?
And-
Okay, so the artist apparently who designed this version of Godzilla and Volga is very famous for Ultraman artwork.
Yeah, I mean you can kind of see it in Volga. Oh, the new Godzilla is actually from the manga. Okay, that's cool because we got
Yeah.
I believe we have Gemstone Godzilla in the game. He does it's from specifically Godzilla versus Megalon 2023. So he launches himself off his back and then throws punches. And if you're wondering, yes, that is very cool. And it is a very
that's
cool
awesome.
unit. So it's nice to see another less lesser seen one. Do you think we're gonna get Cthulhu from Death May Die in the game?
Maybe. It's interesting to see like manga and like old fucking retro video game Godzilla
Mm.
kaiju and like a fucking Dagon for all of the or Dagon for all of his fucking
Fucking Norio, like Noriyoshi Mechagodzilla getting in. That's so crazy to me. That's awesome.
like
It's
these are all
really cool.
deep cuts.
That's just so cool. Like all of this before before Gorosaurus, uh, before
Or
Manda,
Manda.
before Frankenstein, before Gyra and
Is
Sandra.
Giant Claw in the game?
Hmm?
Is Giant Claw in the game?
That's not a Godzilla
The
kaiju.
Condor?
Giant Claw is
Condor
different.
is what
Giant
it is.
Condor is not in the game. Giant Octopus is. You know that. It's surprisingly
Yeah.
not good, but it has its uses, I guess. If
Chibi
you,
Godzilla, I think, is also the only like chibi stylized Godzilla. I don't think like Gogeta-kun or like Godzibon is in this.
no, Mechagodzilla's with him though. They nerfed that
Yeah.
unit so heavily because it was so good. Because it's like 4
You
energy.
know, we recently had our
They're very
75th
powerful.
episode of Chibi Godzilla Raids Again.
Something like that, yeah. I want him to put Godziban Gigan in. Or not, oh yeah, Gigan, but like Godziban Jet Jaguar. Because kind of his whole bit is that he sucks at his job. Like he shows up, he says something inspirational, and then he just deflates like a balloon. It's really silly. But, yeah. I guess I should keep an eye on what Battleland's doing, even if I don't play it, just because there's some neat shit in that. It's really neat to see some of the stuff they put into Battleline. Let me double check. Evil
Yeah,
Duo
no,
formed.
like for sure, for sure.
Because what else came with it? Can't just been Megalon and Gigan. Like it must have come with something else.
What did we watch the Three Treasures or Orochi the Eight-Headed Dragon?
3 treasures.
Okay. We should watch Orochi sometime.
No. No, we did. We watched
No?
Orochi. That's the one with Itsumo. 3 treasures is the Showa one.
Okay. Then I have not seen Three Treasures, and I haven't seen Yin Yang Master. I don't think I've heard of that.
You can't even pronounce that.
And then there's also indie films, Orochi Strikes Again and Brush of the God.
Oh, okay. Megalon and Gigan came with the Baragon, but also a new version of King Ghidorah, Heisei. Because that's what we needed, you know? Another Heisei King Ghidorah. I guess because the main one is only really good because he comes with Mecha King Ghidorah as like a bonus when he dies. But the mine's like really high level, so I didn't need to really worry about it not being great as a unit. They should add Void Ghidorah.
No, if they were based, they would add Orochi and
That'd be
Beast
great.
Kagami.
That'd be really cool.
They gotta add Frankenstein.
They do go to add Frankenstein. Along with like Gyra and Sandra. As like a tag unit, but they're like fighting each other.
They gotta add Mechanic Kong.
Yeah, but like specifically from the manga where he has a machine gun. It should be Mechanic Kong Shigakugan, and it's Mechanic Kong 2. And he like walks in, he just guns things down. That'd be so funny.
That would be really funny. There's an original kaiju that shows up in one of the fucking IDW runs that I cannot for the life of me remember what it was called, but I remember it was a big thing because it was the first time they were like doing an original kaiju for IDW.
Yeah, speaking of original kaiju, I think Shimo and Sky King are the only original MonsterVerse kaiju in the game. Instead, it's just like variants of the normals. Because I don't think the Mutos are in there.
Not in the game?
No.
Odd.
The Mutos aren't in there. Behemoth, Methuselah, Skylar, they're not in there. The Warbat's not in there. The
Skullcrawler?
No, the Ion Dragon's not in there.
What's the big spider called?
Skylar.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. They're not in there. Zilla's not in there. That's a big shame to me.
Oh yeah, that is odd. What? No, if they were really based, they would get Godzilla Jr. from the
Yeah.
American cartoon.
I don't think they have the rights to that though. Like at least not to make
Maybe
new content.
Godzuki.
Godzuki be really funny. Now, my question is the giant thing from IDW Comics, is it the like the trilopod like queen thing?
Yes. Yeah, that's the one.
Yeah, it starts with M, I think. Big, it's really big. It's like 400 meters long or something like that. It's like bigger than Godzilla Earth. Like it's humongous.
Magita.
Yeah, that would be
That's
about
it.
it. Like it is like I think like the statements were like if it's bigger than Godzilla Earth. It's like 8 times the size of Biollante, which he says I think it's like 400-500. He says when bigger than Godzilla Earth, 8 times bigger than Biollante would be more than a kilometer tall. Like that would be bigger than the Clover from the end of Cloverfield Paradox. Like it would be humongous. It's not that big. It's not that big. It's not standing up to fucking Metroplex Transformers, who you definitely know the height of. It's not a kilometer officially. But like,
Yeah, totally.
you definitely have met him before. But Magita's not that big. How dare you?
Sorry, I'm allergic to large monsters.
That's got to be a real problem for you in your line of work.
Yeah.
Your line of work
Yeah.
watching giant monsters. No,
I suppose we could talk a little bit about Ash versus Yugi. I mean, this has been a matchup. I mean, far before Death Battle came around. But I mean, in the Death Battle community, it's been probably brewing since like season 1, right?
oh yeah, absolutely. This is the Yu-Gi-Oh match, obviously, and I think up there with like Pokemon Digimon in general as the Pokemon match, right?
Yeah, I was gonna say I think the only thing that would like really contend, at least as far as Ash's matchups go, is probably Taichi, but they used him against
But like, I
Red.
don't think there's like a specific Pokemon Digimon match that I would say is as prevalent as Ash Yugi because it would be between Agumon versus Pikachu and Wargreymon versus Charizard, which you may know that two of those characters aren't different. But like those would be the
Yeah.
matches that would like come up. And I think if anyone argues any other match, they really underestimate the popularity of Ash Yugi, like especially in its time.
No, for sure. There's also that
it's up there.
I mean within the last like when did the most recent like Yugi Kaiba film was it Dark Side of the Dimension?
Dark
Is that
Side
what
of
it's called?
Dimensions, yeah,
When did that
that
come
was a
out?
while ago.
Okay.
That was like
I figured.
fucking god, like 2016, 2017 era.
Okay.
Like nearly a full decade ago now.
So within the last 10 years, both Yugi and Ash's stories seem to have come to a complete close.
Yeah,
Like, we are not getting any more manga about them. We are not getting any more anime about them. We might see them in, like, video games or something now and then. But their stories have completed. And I think that this being able to happen... Because, like, if it happened back in, like, any other Death Battle season, really, there would be that, like, worry of, like, oh, well, we used them before their peak, and they're not gonna have all their stuff or whatever. But I think like actually getting to a point where these characters that I guess were around and just kept recurring so often for so long, uh, have a definitive best is going to be interesting to see compared to each other. There's also that I mean just so many like iterations of this battle kind of have happened. I know Origin's done animations for it a few times. I think on 3 separate occasions, and Like I know that I'm sure there's been blogs about it. I'm sure that there's been like attempts at it by other versus shows. I'd be surprised if nobody else has ever tried to do it. And it's definitely one of the most talked about matchups in the community because like everybody's like, "Oh, well, this thing cosmology for Pokemon, this thing cosmology for Yu-Gi-Oh." I think my 2 cents is I think Yugi is just gonna I think he's gonna win pretty handily.
Yeah, I would imagine. Okay, there's probably a blog out there. Chances are there's a really bad cartoon fight club, and more likely than not, there's one or two rap battles. But I don't think any other show like it's not a like Zero versus Meta Knight thing where like every relevant versus show has done it. Uh, I did like DBX hasn't touched it. 1 Minute Melee didn't do it. No other like indie versus show really tackled it, to my knowledge. Uh, so it's an interesting case of like one of the biggest matchups that is not played out in general. Uh,
Yeah.
I also
I can definitely
I am very much on the side that thinks that Yugi just kind of wins. I see the arguments for Ash. A lot of them really, to me, there's two arguments, or there's three arguments I see for Ash. One is he negates all of Yugi's hacks and out-haxes him. I would agree that Gengar probably does counteract a lot of what Yugi can do, which is definitely helpful. I don't know if I'd say that Gengar out-haxes Yugi at all.
No, especially because a lot of Yugi's hexes are directly soul related,
Yeah.
so
The argument I think is just that Gengar can survive that stuff and like counter it, but I would just say that would stale out. That would like stalemate in that regard. Then the other argument is, oh, Ash is like really physically strong and Yugi's not, which I think is a really hypocritical argument because the argument goes, well, in Pokemon they consistently survive attacks from Pokemon, while in Yu-Gi-Oh they're meant to clearly be weaker. But I think it's also, you can also argue, in Yu-Gi-Oh! They consistently survive attacks from real monsters, like, which that happens plenty of times. They're not always holograms, while in Pokemon they're very clearly meant to be weaker than the Pokemon.
doesn't Joey get blasted by the winged dragon
Joey
of Ra one
and
time?
Odeon both get hit with blasts from the winged dragon of Ra, one with lightning, one with fire. Yugi's soul, or Atem's soul, survives a blast from the great Leviathan. Like, there's definitely times where real monsters have hit them. In Pyramidal Light, Yugi's getting hit with real monsters basically every turn, because he kind of just gets his shit pushed in that movie, but he just lives. That's not canon, admittedly, but it is there. Like, it, it is a genuine thing. Characters just do survive hits from monsters, and while they are clearly meant to be physically human, I would argue the characters in Pokemon also tend to be portrayed as if they're supposed to just be human. They're not like... Ash didn't lift Cosmog because he is meant to be super strong. They just didn't think about that. And I would not take that feat away from him.
There are every now and then scenes where Ash does something completely fucking preposterous, and it's like, all right, they had to have been thinking something while animating this. But then there's like some of Ash's more blatantly superhuman stuff is like being able to channel aura to some extent.
To be clear, I wouldn't take like those feats away from Ash at all. I think it's completely because I think it's completely reasonable to, at least if you acknowledge the fact, to use a feat that's clearly not necessarily meant to be that way, but there's no other way to argue it within the context of the show. But I would just say, if you're going to argue that and then say that Yugi doesn't get that same leeway, I'm not sure on that. I would either go, they're both human level, which is honestly probably what Death Battle's going to do, and like corner box the other stuff, or you just give them both their superhuman physically feats and scaling, to which one of them gets hit with like fucking Pikachu all the time, the other scales to getting fucking hit with the winged dragon of fucking Ra.
Yeah.
And the other argument I see is Pokemon Masters, and using that, which I don't agree with, because it doesn't seem canon to me. Just like I wouldn't use
but
Duel
I
Link.
mean, if we're using non-canon stuff for like Ash and Yugi, like Ash has 4 different manga versions. There's the Electric Tale of Pikachu, there's the Horizons manga, there's Ash and Pikachu, and then there's like the version that's across all of
Okay,
the
but
manga
an
adaptations
Electric Tales of
of
Pikachu is extremely
manga.
noncy, so maybe we should just ignore it.
Well, some of the Pokemon anime itself is extremely Nazi.
We can ignore that.
But then hold on.
Yugi would have his manga, the anime, the GX anime, any scaling to 5Ds via Bonds Beyond Time, Dark Side Dimensions, which is itself a sequel to the manga and not the anime, and Duel Links, and also like a fucking shitload of games. Probably more games than there are mainline Pokemon games, at least.
Yeah. Anyway, yeah, that's 4 manga versions for Ash. There's the novelization for one of the movies at least. I think Mewtwo Strikes Back has 2 manga versions. There's Masters EX. There's Pokemon Puzzle League. I guess there's a handful of spin-offs. There's the Pokemon newspaper strip comic, which ran in America for a little while. That's technically about Ash. There's a few novelizations of like proper TV episodes. There's some spin-offs and stuff. And then you mentioned for Yugi has crossed over into the other seasons. There's Yu-Gi-Oh! R. There's Duel Links. There's Legacy of the Duelist as well. There's like basically all of the old Yu-Gi-Oh! Games are just adapting the anime directly.
Or they're like Yugi features in them, or it's about him.
Yeah. There's Pokemon the Musical, which Ash is in.
Yeah.
So it's like both of these characters, if we're using everything, then like, cool, Ash gets Pokemon Masters, then Yugi also scales to the highest stuff in Yu-Gi-Oh!, which I think puts Ash potentially at like multi plus, and then Yugi at like 5 to 8D.
Yeah, there's higher dimensional stuff going on with that. I say without that though, you like if you don't use that, if you just look at like their main continuities, you would be looking at Harakti, creator of everything in the universe, versus Ash, who's Pikachu, mildly perturbed Arceus in one movie. So you would have definitive scaling to show.
The more direct thing is like scaling to Necrozma, so it's like star level is probably fair, but like actually scaling to the creation trio, like I think the scaling chain there is like, oh, Cynthia kind of holds her own against them, and Ash beat Cynthia. It's like,
I think it's with the movies, it's a lot more arguable because they just have regular Pokemon canceling out attacks from like Giratina and Dialga, and like Darkrai who directly stops.
There's a bit where fucking like in Rise of Darkrai, like the space-time distortions are like closing in. Ash has Pikachu use Thunderbolt. I'm pretty sure it stops it for a second.
Fucking Darkrai gets cornered by like a Blaziken and is like in real trouble, but then later in the film he just stops an attack from both Palkia and Dialga at the same time. Yeah, sure, because the Blaziken could have done that. But using that, the issue is that in those films, the creation trio aren't that strong. It's not like stated they embody time, they just govern over it, which is kind of like saying, you know, my prime minister is not country level because he governs over Australia. He's still just a dude. They're clearly very strong, but I don't know if they're that powerful.
They're like second to Arceus, and like he directly creates them, so they'd be powerful. Like, well, he directly created every Pokemon.
Yeah, he directly created Pichu, so... Arceus himself is really inconsistent because he does create the universe. There's a cosmological model shown in Jewel of Life, but like he also like nearly gets wiped out by a meteor. So like, bro might be washed. It is very easy to potentially argue that Arceus has universal creation, but his durability doesn't scale because he just uses plates. Like he doesn't tank a hit from Palkia or Giratina, he just uses plates to negate their attacks. And then Pikachu hits him, and he's like, ow, you little shit.
I think it's also worth noting that in Legends Arceus, there is an implication that like the Arceus we see physically manifest is just like an avatar.
Like Arceus gives you a mini version of himself.
This is a little version of me. I want you to have it.
Like, quite literally, you see that the Arceus you fight is a decent bit bigger than the one you get, to my memory.
Yeah.
I would just say, like, we are looking at the equivalent of Ash fighting someone who has Arceus. And while you can argue Pikachu scaling to him in the anime, it's very clear he's weaker. Like,
I mean, between the Egyptian god cards and Exodia as well, he's basically got the creation trio in his back pocket.
would Exodia be like Necrozma then? Like, the uber powerful guy who's also there, but not necessarily a god?
Yeah. Yeah, I was gonna say, is he not a god? I'm like, no, he's just a forbidden one, whatever that entails.
Yeah, he's really powerful. But I don't recall him being a god. He's sealed away in
If
chocolate.
it's not out yet, I'm really interested in the Yu-Gi-Oh anime they showed a trailer for however long ago. That's just a whole series
About the
where
card
each
lore?
episode is going into like, yeah, the lore of the like card archetypes.
You know what? I have not heard anything about that since the announcement. I've not heard anyone bring it up.
I'm very interested in it.
I guess we shall see.
Because I know that in Duel Masters as well, Master Duel, not Duel Masters, it's a different thing. In Master Duel, each time you're doing like the little solo quests and like learn about an archetype, they tell you some of the lore about it, how they came to be, and like what some of these cards are. That's always fun to read.
I was just imagining the final episode of 2025. Imagine it wasn't Ash Yugi, and then instead they had the big build up for fucking Gru versus Megamind.
That'd be really
Do
funny.
you think they're gonna start next year with Grumind / Ang Traveler, or we're gonna start with something new that we've not seen?
Yeah.
That
I
is
think
not
that's a
that is
pretty
not
fair
an apt
prediction.
answer to that question. That was not a
Oh,
yes or
sorry,
no question. Do you?
I was not paying
Do you
attention.
think
I was like,
we'll
oh, okay, he's
start
positing something.
with one of those two, or with a new matchup that's not been revealed? That's not a yes or no question.
I wasn't listening.
I didn't notice.
I'm honestly not sure. I think that it's pretty likely we get something we already knew we were gonna get, so that we could just keep getting them out of the way.
Oh my god, I'm so hopeful that the next episode is a Sprite episode. Because we haven't had a Sprite... Since Death Battle came back, we haven't had a real Sprite episode other than Joker Giorno and Ghost Rider Spawn.
Yeah, no, I will say, at least on the Death Battle wiki, it says that Origin is working on Ash versus Yugi, which I would be surprised if he weren't. But I know that he's also been trying to pick up Blender lately.
Yeah. God, I hope that's not... First of all, if he was like, recently I've been picking up Blender, that would, and like that's related to this, that would imply that it only just like he only just started doing stuff for it, which I don't know. David's got better work sense than that sometimes. But I just please don't be 3D, don't be hand drawn. Have hand drawn segments, but just be a good Sprite episode. We haven't had fucking Sprite fight in so long. It's been months since the last one. Come on, please.
Yeah.
Because I like sprites. Sprites are cool. And, like, we've gotten more hand-drawn episodes than sprite episodes this season. I don't mind that, but it's crazy. Like, since Death Battle's come back, we got Bowser Eggman. We got Fall Guys Among Us, which, if you're not stupid, you'll realize is primarily hand-drawn the whole time. There's very little sprite stuff in that, relatively speaking.
Yeah.
We got Mahito Shigaraki. We got Deku versus Spider-Man. And we got Tom Wiley and Kyle Simone. Like... Jesus Christ.
Which Kyle Simon has a couple sprites in it.
It does have some sprites that show up, yes. But I wouldn't call it a sprite episode. I would any more than I would call All Might versus Might Guy a hand-drawn episode because there is a hand-drawn thing in it. So, yeah. You also got the live-action episode. We got the Torian episode. We have not got the Light Yagami versus the guy who will win audio drama yet. Still waiting on that.
No,
Where is
we're
it?
not.
Where is it? Unless they're gonna do that like between years, like that could be a thing. I don't know. But
I'm interested to see how things shape up.
yeah. So that was Dante versus Clive, and also some other shit that was not Dante versus Clive.
It sure was, as per usual. What if it were anything else? It wouldn't be one of our reactions.
Yeah. How do they like stretch like the reaction to like an hour 30 minutes? Like I don't get it. Like I maybe I should
Because like half of it is not a reaction. Half or 2/3 is not a reaction.
Yeah. Also, I think Clive is the most recently, like the newest character to appear on Death Battle, I believe. Because for a while, the newest, as of the time of its release, was Tracer, and then I think that Goku Black was when he showed up, and then specifically the show version of the boys in 7 Battle Royale, and then the fucking I think the fucking Koopa General from the Super Mario Bros. Movie, but I think this came out after that. I think Final Fantasy 16 came out after the Mario Bros. Movie, so Clive Rossfield would be the newest.
This came out in June 2023, so it's been a little over 2 years.
Then yeah, because the Mario movie was April, wasn't it?
It was a spring release. I remember that much at least.
That is incredibly unhelpful. You do know our seasons happen at different times, right?
Oh, April in America.
Okay, yeah, it dropped
is part of
April
spring.
1st, 2023.
In America, it's or I guess just in the northern hemisphere, it's March, April, May. That's spring.
So yeah, Final Fantasy 16 is the newest thing, and Clive is the most recent character to appear. That's nice. Good on you, Clive. Now,
Yeah.
get me a fucking
I
Cecil
like-
Harvey episode.
I liked the episode quite a
I
lot.
liked it quite a lot too, yeah. And
Okay, goodbye, everybody.
yeah, okay, goodbye everyone. Fuck off and all that.